Okay, so today we're talking about Damna Svena Sada Nirastakam Satyang Param Dhimahi. So Damna Svena Sada means Krishna is always present in his own transcendental abode. And when we talk about Damna Svena Sada, so Srila Swami Prabhupada talks about what is the nature of this transcendental abode and how it relates to the material existence also. And how this is all manifest by the power of Srimati Radhika. So when Gurudev talks about this power of Srimati Radhika, he gives the example of the Bhagavatam verse. Because in the Bhagavatam we know how Sukadeva Goswami does not directly speak about Radhika with her name. But in a few different verses he uses her name indirectly. So we heard this one verse, the Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, Text 14. Radha sa svadhamani brahmani Rangsyate namaha. And Gurudev gives the explanation. We heard yesterday how the Bhagavatam, everything ultimately, internally is glorifying Radharani and the gopis and Krishna and their pastimes. So it has external meaning, which is apparent, and has an internal meaning or meanings. So here Gurudev is saying this verse. So Gurudev related to this last line, Damna Svena Sada. He says, Radha sa svadhamani brahmani rangsyate namaha. That Krishna is always with Radhika, Radha, Svadhamani in their own dham. And there, what are they doing? Ramsyate, they're always enjoying their pastimes. So then, I want to talk about this full verse, which is expanding the idea of what is Damna Svena Sada. The first day we talked about Janma, then we talked about Adi. And then we started talking about all of it in relation with Adi Ras and Madhurya Ras, Parakya Ras, Radha Krishna's ultimate highest pastimes. And so now, and then we talked about different ideas, what is Tejovari Mridam in different ways. We talked about, this was really nice, how Sri Shadagom Mrisha is referring to how Radhika is supreme, even beyond Vrindavan, Mathura, Vaikuntha, even beyond the Suhrit, Tatashta, Vipaksha Gopis, even more than Sri Lila, Bhushakti. So we had many explanations, but now we have a nice explanation of Damna Svena Sada Nirastakukam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So, the full verse goes, Namo namaste stva arshabhaya sattvatam vidura kastaya muhur kuyoginam nirasta sangyati shayena radhasa svadamani brahmani rangsyate namaha. So we offer our obeisance to Sri Krishna, who is surrounded by the Yadu dynasty, so the family of God, his family. And the Yadu dynasty, it's described to be always causing disturbance to those who are the non-devotees or the atheists. So this is an interesting idea. I don't know what to think about this. What do you think? Saying that Krishna's family, they're always causing pain and torment to those who are against Krishna.
No, it's easy because you have a direct example, Prabhuji. Until Prabhuji present in this world, many people can live peacefully, many demons. They always burning because he is the example. And when sadhu next to you, when you're next to sadhu, you can feel your evil nature. This is.
So why is it that
then you always restless? You can live peacefully. So until Yadu dynasty here, then people can. They know they cheating everyone, like innocent souls. As this Prabhuji told, this is how it's going on. And that's why they always try to fight. They try to kill and destroy sadhu because...
Destroy faith of people.
Yeah, because until sadhu here, people can understand who is who in this world. And...
yeah. So it's interesting. So it's like... Not like directly they are aggressive.
Yeah. But
just by they are alive,
yeah.
Just because they are present, then everyone becomes, many people become against. It says only those who are like antagonistic. So the word he gives here is kuyoginam. That he's giving, the translation here he says non-devotees, but kuyogi means like there is sudarshan and kudarshan. Sudarshan means like darshan is a vision, right? Or something by which you can see something else. And su is something that's beautiful. Beautiful, sudarshan. And Kudarshan or Durdarshan, it means the negative side. So Kuyoginam, it's like the dark side of the force. Okay, so Kuyoginam, it's like those yogis. It's interesting because this is interesting when we think about this. Okay, so why is it that the family of God, and that is also Vaishnavas. So the question is, why is it that the family of God causes a problem? Problem means, what is the Sanskrit here? Vidura Kastaya. Okay, that's a different meaning. It means they're always very far above those who are always arguing in this world, but in a material sense. Okay, so then Ku Yoginam Nirasta. Okay, so this is saying that the devotees or the Yadu dynasty, who are described as Sattvatam, the members of the Yadu dynasty, which is like the family of Krishna, the family of God, they are always vanquishing. Nirasta means they're always vanquishing, like we have Nirasta Kuakam. That's why this verse is interesting. We're studying now the second canto. That's why also this first verse is like, it's giving like the map of the Bhagavatam in subtle, in seed form. And we see this manifesting like in different places. So this verse now, from the second canto, it's like talking about some aspects of this last part, Damna. So they say Kuhakam in this verse means Nirasta. Nirasta means, here it says negation by absence. It's not there, it's like destroyed, negated. But in this verse it's saying Kuyoginam Nirasta, means the non-devotees are disturbed or vanquished by the greatness of the devotees. And Samya, it's like they are seeking equal status, but there's no one equal to Krishna and his devotees, so therefore they are disturbed. But the question is, it's not like the devotees are going out and disturbing everyone, attacking everyone, but simply by their presence, then the Kuyogis are disturbed. It's like if the Jedi are present, who is angry? The Sith, not the ordinary people so much. So it's like, why do we say Kuyogis? He doesn't say here materialists are disturbed so much, even though sometimes they are. But you see many people come and they come to the Vaishnavas, they're happily taking association, they're hearing Harikatha, giving some donation maybe. But who becomes disturbed more is like, that's why we have opposition parties, Swapaksha, Vipaksha. Favorable party, unfavorable party. The middle ground, Tatashta, they don't mind so much, they're neutral. So the Kuyogis are disturbed. Well, here it says, it's like ultimately, Gurudev talks about in his articles and lectures on Akshaya Tritiya, the first day of creation. He says that there is always a battle going on between the powers of good and the powers of evil. This is a cosmic battle that's always going on. And this is like a battle represented by the different modes of nature. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sattva Gun, Rajagun and Tamagun are always fighting for supremacy. Tamagun wants to be on top, controlling. Rajagun wants to be on top. Sattvagun wants to be on top. Sometimes one is on top, sometimes another's on top. And when one is on top, they acquire the dominion of the world, then different ages are present. So Kali Yuga is like mostly Tamagun. Dwapara Yuga, they have more Rajagun. Satya Yuga is Sattvagun. And then Treta is like mixture, Sattva, Raja a little bit. And there's always some different qualities present in all the ages. But one is like the king, very strong. So the point is that the yogis and the kuyogis, they're always fighting by nature. And you can't stop this. The demigods and the demons are always fighting. And they're very close, similar to each other. The demons and the demigods, they're both brothers. The father is the same, and they have two mothers. So they're like cousin brothers, and they're always fighting. You cannot stop this. And it's said that it's almost like you cannot remain completely neutral. You have to choose some side. If you want to stay neutral, then it's like, okay, you stay in Tatashta Shakti, Maya Shakti.
But it's not possible.
Even then, you end up taking some side. So our goal is that we want to remain the humble servants of Guru Vaishnavas. And we also don't think ourselves, I'm like Dadu Dynasty, Krishna's party, Krishna's family. No, we are just simple servants.
Like Prabhuji told just before Gaur Gopal Gom, he told, you cannot be white all your life. It's not possible. You will move towards saffron, otherwise towards marriage.
Yeah.
Staying alone in white, not possible. There is.
This is like
it's just not possible.
By nature, you will be pulled down, or you will have to fight and go up.
Yeah.
And going up is a struggle.
Struggle. It's more difficult.
And going down is you will suffer more, but it's like you can just give up.
This is what you already practiced before.
Yeah. So anything, that's an interesting thing we can think about, is that the kuyogis and the yogis are always fighting. That means the family member of Krishna versus the family member of those who are opposed to Krishna. That's why when Krishna appears, immediately, one after another, the demons are attacking Krishna and his family. Why so many demons in Braj when Krishna is there? Now it's not like every day Putana comes and Trinavarta are coming in Braj. No one is powerful like Krishna here now, directly. Krishna is here, but hidden. But if he's directly present, it's like war is declared. Why? Because like the very embodiment of goodness, of nirgun, sattva, suddha sattva, pure goodness is manifested, then it's like all the forces of darkness, they come to attack it and defeat it. Because as long as that is present, they cannot be in power.
Enjoy it. They can enjoy it. They won't,
the heart is burning.
They won't slave everyone. But
this is an interesting point. The nature of the mode of darkness, or the force of darkness, is that they want to have power over other people. They want everyone to be enslaved to their will.
Yeah, it is.
And if God is present, naturally, and the devotees of God, naturally everyone's heart is melted towards them.
They're attractive to sadhu.
Because it's easier to conquer by love than by hate.
Yeah.
So God is, and the devotees, everyone is like, they're showing love and affection, but they're also showing truth. And so they're cutting through darkness and illusion. Because the demons, what they will do is they will give you some bribe. Sense gratification, whatever you want. I'll give you alcohol, I'll give you drugs, I'll give you women, men, brothels, everything you want to enjoy, I'll give you. But you be my slave. On the other side, God says, stop all this nonsense. Come to me, you'll taste more bliss. This is like stool and urine. And I'll give you heavenly nectar. That's why Raghunath Das Goswami says, Sharan mutre snatva dhasi katamat manamapinam. Why are you bathing in the donkey urine of deceit and hypocrisy? Come and bathe in the nectar of bliss.
Yeah, this
what
is
do you want?
You can't cheat soul, because naturally soul can feel that even you super intelligent demon, people after maybe 1-2 generation you can cheat him, but then people will tired, they will understand.
And they want to revolt.
They doesn't want for you.
And they will attack.
Yeah, they will choosing Trump better than voting for you, cheater. Yeah, so they don't like, people understand that Hillary...
They like straightforward people.
Yeah.
Honest.
People just tired, because at least Trump, he is honest. So people, they so can feel very bad example, but still, it's example. So people can feel that they was cheated long time, and they was controlled under the demon. That's why they are looking for sadhu.
Not like Trump sadhu, but real sadhu.
No, real sadhu.
Not like Badmash. Okay, so Krishna is the supreme enjoyer of both the material and the spiritual worlds. But he enjoys in his own abode in the spiritual sky. So Krishna is the controller and enjoyer of everything, material, spiritual. But he prefers the spiritual. It's not saying Krishna is enjoying in material world. He is controlling everything, and he's ultimately the enjoyer of everything. He is like Bhoktaram Jagdi Tapasam. Everything is coming to him, because he's the source. But he is present in his own abode. And there is no one equal to him. No one is equal to God. No one is as powerful as God. Like even when we say there is God and Satan. Satan is like the archetypical feature of like the dark side. And what is he always trying to do? He's always opposing God. But he has to do it in very tricky, clever, like crafty ways. That's why he's represented as a snake. Because he's like sliding and very crooked. Because he doesn't have the same power and equal. He's not equal power, so he has to work around and try to steal other people's minds through his tricky nature. Yeah, for being a rebel. He was envious. He said it's better to be a king in hell than a slave in heaven. So this is the demon idea. That we want to be the rulers, so we accept suffering in this world as long as we can think that I'm like the ruler. Anyone. That's the nature of this world is oppression and violence. We can't avoid that. That the bigger and the more powerful is controlling the smaller and the less powerful. Wherever you go, whatever level you want to go to. That's why we want to be servant of the highest.
In Russia, we're telling two type of person, nails and hammers.
Yeah. So what do you want to be?
Yeah, there is only choice between you.
But if you are a nail, it's like if all the nails get together and try to attack the hammers. Even if you defeat the hammer, some other group there will become new hammer.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it. That's why Swami Prabhupada said, in autocracy you have a king, but in democracy you have many many small kings, which are like you have many rascals leading you. In kingdom, at least you have like one main rascal. And how much disturbance he can cause? Something.
Well, yeah.
But democracy, you have many rascals.
How he is genius, yeah, Prabhupada.
Many hammers, or one hammer. It's demon crazy. Because ultimately, someone has to rise up to higher position and control others. Okay. So then, the spiritual world, for the pure devotees, Krishna is there as the constant companion, like as a loving family member. So we see, like in the spiritual world, Krishna is always in relation to his mother, father, Nanda Yashoda, all the gopis, all the sakas. And they're always in a very happy relationship of love and affection. In the spiritual world, there's none of this envy and duplicity. Even though they may have some joking and fighting and playing, they don't have hate and envy towards each other and anger. They're only playing, this is their rasa. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in Jaiva Dharma that those who think that there is no like place for like fighting and for challenge and competition and opposition in the spiritual world, they are not in the proper understanding. That actually this is present there. But he said the different gopis groups, they're always in like competition, rivalry. And this is we see also, sometimes we see amongst different Vaishnavas. They have this, the spirit can be there. Doesn't mean though that they hate each other. They don't have any or malice or anger towards each other. But this is part of the nature of rasa. In the 7 secondary rasas, some of them are vir ras, the sporting nature. So that is also there. So Krishna is present in the spiritual world with all his associates, and that is his personal nature. So when we talk about Dhamma Svena Sada, Krishna is present in his personal feature in the supreme world, which is Brajadam, the topmost planet. So then he talks about the Brahma Jyoti. What is the Brahma Jyoti?
Effulgence of Krishna.
So we can imagine, like, I think that it's not like the Brajbasis, he's so effulgent they can't see him, because it's like they're inside that effulgence also. So it's said that the effulgence of Krishna is so powerful that even the Upanishads, they can't see beyond it into Braj. The personified highest teachings like the Veda teachings, the Upanishads, they cannot see because they are blinded by the effulgence of Krishna. So this effulgence of Krishna is the Brahma Jyoti, which is like the impersonal, all-expansive light or spirit. And the Brajbasis, they're like protected within that. Like if you're in the very middle of a hurricane, a storm, or a tornado, the wind is not disturbing you so much if you're standing in the very middle. So the Brajbasis, they aren't blinded by this light of Krishna. They are present with Krishna's own like protected place. The Brahma Jyoti is almost like protecting them from the outside. Because what is the nature of Mayavad also? Mayavad means Krishna created Mayavad. He sent Sankaracharya to create Mayavad so that the demons would become distracted. And they wouldn't follow direct bhakti, because bhakti is very powerful. If you follow direct bhakti, they would get more power. And so they follow this Mayavad philosophy, which is ultimately illusory, to keep them away from disturbing the devotees. So it's like the Brahma Jyoti effulgence is one way of protecting Krishna and his associates in Braj from the demons. What is the meaning of a demon? Most essence. The most essential idea of a demon is someone who wants to enjoy and exploit others.
example. For me, demon is somebody who against God and devotee. Is more.
This is enjoying mood. But towards God and the devotees is true. Like we said, the kuyogis. The kuyogis are against God. But the idea is that in the spiritual world, everyone is serving one another without the enjoying spirit. I want to enjoy this. Because ultimately the nature of the soul is supposed to be, he's supposed to be the object of enjoyment. It means his very nature, his very being, everything he wants to do is to offer pleasure to God or Krishna. And Krishna is also in the same way, he's trying to help and please everyone. But in this world, everyone wants to enjoy everyone else and to acquire everyone else. So that's the essential nature of the demon. So therefore, the Brahma Jyoti, we have Krishna in the highest planet. Which, if we see the picture of the universe, have you seen it? So it's like Krishna there in Goloka Vrindavan with his associates. And then from outside, the Brahma Jyoti is expanding in all directions. So what it's said by Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev is that the Brahma Jyoti is essentially like, you can think of it more simply as light. Jyoti is effulgence, and where it's coming from consciousness, Brahma. So that's one interesting idea, is that consciousness from consciousness is light, or where is manifest. From Brahma comes the Jyoti, the effulgence. Krishna is Sambit Shakti, which is consciousness, and from him manifests all effulgence. So consciousness is that thing which lightens the world. It means it makes everything visible or unperceivable. You cannot perceive anything without consciousness. But that effulgence from the intelligence, it's almost like intelligence creates light. Ultimately, and consciousness creates this effulgence. But that, then through material intelligence, you can become enamored by the effulgence and then not cross beyond it towards the original consciousness, which is God. So the Mayavadis, they're thinking, oh, we only study, we only learn so much. They are only using their intelligence, but they don't want to access Krishna through Bhakti Yoga, which is the process of the heart. So the intelligence can be very dangerous also. This is a point. Okay. So then the Brahma Jyoti expands in all directions, and then it's said that there's a small part of it which is covered by the Mahat Tattva. So the Mahat Tattva means the aggregate of all the pradhan. Pradhan means like the ingredients of material nature. And when that pradhan is agitated by prakriti, which is material nature, then everything manifests in the material creation. And when the time is for destruction, annihilation, then all of that is again becomes like void, unmanifest. So pradhan and prakriti combine. Pradhan is like masculine energy and prakriti is feminine. When they combine, then the material creation manifests. So he said that Mahat Tattva, it's making a certain part of the Brahma Jyoti dark. And that's like material nature. By nature it is dark. Like if you look out into space, everything is dark. But then also some small amount of that Brahma Jyoti comes and it becomes present in the material nature as like the sun or as stars, which gives light. Or as fire, which gives light. And that's why that Jyoti represents also Srimati Radhika, because Tej, fire or illumination, this is coming from the Ladini or Swarup Shakti. But material nature, what we are in now, it's described, it's just like a small area of the, it's in the Brahma Jyoti area. It's like Brahma Jyoti is all surrounding it. But that area is covered by some darkness of material nature, Jad. Jad is naturally dull or without illumination. That's why when we say Tejo Vadi Mridam, the Tejo are bright and Mridam, earth, is dark. And in Braj, when Krishna plays his flute, then the Tejo also becomes dim without so much illumination.
Probably it's beyond this perception of three dimensions. It's when you think if like there's some space where there is material creation of like all material world, and you see that everywhere around is this Brahma Jyoti.
Yeah.
So which direction you go to reach Krishna?
Which direction? So which direction do we go to reach Krishna if we are in like We go the direction the Guru Vaishnavas are going. That's why we say Mahajano Ganta Panta. Follow the path the Mahajans are following. That's the easiest way. We don't know up or down, left or right. Prabhuji is going, we follow that way. Enough. So that spiritual world, the nature of this world is that it's dark. And when some spirit enters it, then light comes. So it's like the nature of material nature. Why is it dark? Because it's only matter. Matter is dark. Doesn't have light. But when spirit enters matter, then light comes. So that's because when spirit enters, then things become... Through consciousness you can perceive something. If there's no consciousness, then there's no awareness, nothing. It's like almost like nothing exists. Like everything is in darkness. But the spiritual world, there's no darkness on the other side, as we think of it. That's why it said in the Gita, Krishna says, what is the nature of the spiritual world? Natad bhasyate suryo nasashanko napavaka tadhama paramam mama yadgatva nanivartante. That in Krishna's abode, it doesn't need any sunlight or moonlight or lamp or anything to see. So what he's saying is that already everything there is illuminated by the nature of the spiritual world. However, in this world, everything is like naturally dark. So in this world, to have light, it's like you need to have some spirit enter and to cover it. In the spiritual world, when they want to go to sleep, when it's like dark, then it's like they play some lila. Like when we hear that Krishna will play the flute and things will go dark. It's like their own will. In this world, the natural state is that everything is dark and you get some light by some arrangement. Like it said in the beginning of creation, everything was darkness upon the face of the waters in the Bible. What?
So in the spiritual world, he need produce opposite, not light. He need produce dark.
When they want to rest, it's like... Like it said, Mother Yashoda, when Krishna is sleeping and in the morning time, all the cow, the monkeys, all the animals, they come and they want to go and meet with Krishna. The birds, everyone is making noise outside. And Krishna is sleeping and then Yashoda says, she goes, be quiet, and she closes curtains.
Approximately, now might be already 5 or 7 days like it's finished, but during a couple of weeks in my city in Russia now, white nights.
Yeah, it doesn't get dark. But it's also said that...
you try to... I experienced this, what means white night.
What's that?
Yeah. You never saw it. It's a little bit strange, you know. There is no night. You live all the time.
So then, it said Krishna is Indra Nilamani. He's like an effulgent jewel. So when he goes to steal butter from the house of the gopis, it's like he's his own light. Yeah, he doesn't have to bring flashlight or torch or anything. He's like, he can see himself and he can go and steal the butter.
But he needs darkness for stealing.
That's why his Yogamaya Shakti arranges that there will be darkness, but then he can go.
I need to make dark him. He is dark.
He's also dark. But when Prabhuji talks about Krishna, he says he's darkish, but it's shining darkish.
Oh, this is okay. Sometimes I see on black, this like
shiny black.
Shining black. This I can't understand how it's working.
Anyhow, Krishna also sometimes takes golden form. When he is taking Radharani's foot dust and putting on his body, then he takes the golden form. Yeah. Alright, so that spiritual world is self-illuminated, and the rays from that existence, they manifest the Brahma Jyoti. This is confirmed in the Mukunda Upanishad, the Katha Upanishad, and the Svetasvatara Upanishad. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam ne mai vidyoti bhanti kuto yam agni tam eva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. So in the abode of the Lord, there is no need of sun, moon, or stars for illumination. There is no need of electricity, so what to speak of lamps? On the other hand, it is because those planets are self-illuminating that all effulgence has become possible. So from the nature of that world is that everything is luminous. And only because of that, in this world we have some illumination. If it wasn't like that, we would have no light whatsoever. Without consciousness, you cannot see anything in matter. Okay, so then whatever is there, it goes in the Brahma Jyoti, and that's like his personal effulgence, and then some of it enters into the material existence. So then the Upanishads, they pray, Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi tammukam tattam pushan apavrenu satya dharmaya dristaye. O Lord, you are the maintainer of everything, both material and spiritual, and everything is flourishing by your mercy. Without bhakti yoga, which is satya dharma, the real principle of religion, then we cannot be directly connected with you. So it says, please protect me by showing me your real face. The Upanishads pray, and the Bhagavatam has this verse. It says, I want to see who you really are. So it's the idea is that Krishna is so effulgent that you cannot see him from, there's a process to see him, and it's bhakti yoga. You cannot see him through your intelligence or through study, tapa, gyan, any of those things. You cannot see Krishna by that. Only through bhakti yoga. So we have to pray to Krishna, I want to see who you really are. And then we can see his real face. Otherwise the Brahmajyoti is so bright, it's like we can't see him.
I remember a verse in Upanishad.
Yeah, what's it say?
In that verse, I don't remember the Sanskrit, but it said that it's a prayer that, oh please Krishna, remove your effulgence so I can see your beautiful face.
Yeah, this is what we're saying. This is in the Bhagavatam, and it's like the prayers of the Sastras.
No.
Ishopanishad 15. This is the verse, and it's in the Bhagavatam also. Oh, Gurudev mentions this verse in his purport. So, Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pitam mukam. Mukam is the face of Krishna. So it said that, please remove the veil of your Brahma Jyoti effulgence so that I can see your real form of eternal bliss and knowledge. So to see Krishna, we have to enter through that proper method. Otherwise, we'll just become blinded by the effulgence. Okay, so that is Krishna's Dham. And in this Dham, what is his pastimes? Ananda chinmaya rasa pratibhavita vistabirya eva nija rupataya kalabi galoka eva nivasatya kalatma bhuto govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. There in the spiritual abode, Krishna is enjoying with Srimati Radhika, who is Ananda Chinmaya Ras. She is manifesting all the different gopis and all the different arts, 64 arts, including dancing, singing, dramatic arts, all the different arts, very beautiful arts, like even splashing water, and when you're playing in the river, there's all the different ways of how to splash water, all the different ways of, even like we read in Krishna Ganudash Dipika, Prabhuji was reading, and he was telling about how the different gopis, they learn how to make bombs, like flower bombs, or they learn how to cheat, they learn how to speak many languages, they learn how to spy, they learn how to trick their relatives,
Magic.
they learn magic, they learn how to cheat their relatives. This is one of the arts, how to trick your mother-in-law and father-in-law. So the gopis learn all these different arts, and this is all manifesting from Srimati Radhika. All the 64 arts. In this world, we think of education as very stupid. It's very dry, like economics. Oh, I have to learn math and science, and they say science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
It's not
This
helpful, finally.
But 64 arts is real education.
This is helpful even in
And
this world.
we'll make a can of worms for that. We'll have a day where we just talk about the 64 arts. Okay? And what are the 64 arts, and how can we start learning them? First, we'll have to learn how to trick and cheat other people, how to start making flower bombs.
So good.
Later we go to Yamuna and splash.
And then we'll go to Jamuna and learn how to splash very nicely water,
It's so good.
how to dance nicely, how to sing, how to play instruments. These are the real arts. This is real education. How to put, it's actually said that Krishna, when he went to Sanipani Muni, he taught him all the 64 arts, but Krishna was so intelligent that in one day he became perfect in each art. So in 64 days his education was finished.
Because he's from Braj.
Yeah,
He already learned before.
He already learned before. Krishna is also very expert. So then, what is Krishna doing in the spiritual world? People think, oh, what is God doing? What is God doing? Oh, he's just like some old man in the clouds alone. But really, this is not. God is with his own family, his own friends, and he's just playing, mostly. Having fun.
Yeah.
Why not? If you could do it, why not? So then, it said that Srimati Radhika and all the gopis, they are transcendental, and they're like, because Srimati Radha Krishna are inseparable and almost like non-different, then it's like the gopis and the sakas, they're not less than Krishna. That's why when Krishna is wrestling with the Sakas, sometimes they will defeat Krishna. And Krishna will have to carry them on his shoulders. So the associates of Krishna and Braj, they're each all very powerful. Even the Vaishnavas, Nitya Siddha Vaishnavas, they come to this world, they're very powerful, but they like to hide it. Even the gopis, they like to hide their power. Like Prabhuji says, the gopis don't show we have 8 arms and we're so powerful like Durga Devi and we can defeat everyone. He said they're very simple and sweet. But really they're very powerful. This is even more power. If you're like, you can hide it and you always have that power to use when you need it, that shows like the topmost power. If you're showing everyone everything, oh, this is what I am, it's not so amazing. But you can hide it all and have that potential power. Like the Vaishnava said, Brahmanda Tarithe Shakti Dhare Jane Jane Eveda Purane Gaye Jevasune. That each Vaishnava has the power to liberate all the worlds. But they're acting very humble and sweet. Oh, I don't know anything.
Did you wrestle with Prabhuji in your life, no?
No, but he's very strong.
Yeah, I have experienced maybe actually many times.
He's defeating.
One time I defeat him.
But he probably let you.
Huh?
Probably let you.
Maybe I just start screaming, I by the power of love I will defeat you, and then I defeat you.
Achha. Okay. So the gopis are transcendental like Krishna. They are the Kaya Vyuha or manifestation directly of Srimati Radhika. Means they're not in the ordinary Jiva Shakti. They're not from Tatastha Shakti. They are directly manifesting from Srimati Radhika. So this is what Krishna is doing in the spiritual world. He's always playing with the Brajabasis. So what is the nature of that prem? What is the topmost nature of their play and love and affection? That is that Krishna is meeting with Srimati Radhika and they're experiencing the Prem Vilas Vivarta like we talked about. So there Radharani is saying in Prem Vilas Vivarta that I no longer think that I am your beloved and you are my beloved. For us, the conception of I and you is now destroyed. This is the topmost level of their loving affair, is that there's no longer distinction between us. Is that, and how is that? It's saying by the meeting of Radha Krishna, love is created. Like the actual emotion or the feeling of love manifests from the meeting of Radha and Krishna. How is that? So it said that when we are meeting, then it's like Cupid, at that time is like Cupid is born, God of love. So this is the highest meeting, the highest pastime. And at that time, when Cupid is born, it's like he takes Radha and Krishna's hearts and he pastes them together, like chutney. It's like they become one. He mixes them together, and then he puts a sprinkle of, like the nectar of pure love, perfect love. How can you understand these things without some example, you know? It's very difficult. But so he's saying when Radha Krishna meet, it's like they become one in their pastimes because of their love. How powerful it is. It's like they lose their separate identity. At that time, Cupid is manifest, and then he takes their hearts and he mixes them into one, and he puts on the ambrosia, like sprinkles it on of pure love. And Radharani herself is saying this. So she says, "Oh friend," this is in Rai Ramananda's play. He writes a drama about this. So there he speaks Radhika's moods. So she says, she's praying to her friend, which is described to be like, what is that friend of Srimati Radhika? It's described to be like a Sakhi. Actually, it's like she's in her Divya Unmad. She is thinking this friend is there, or she's speaking to this friend. But actually, it's just coming from her moods. So she's praying like, oh, how is it that we are separated for so long? From the moment we met, we wanted to meet, and it was so difficult. And then finally we met, and it's like we became one. And then again, after that, you left and went far away. So this is the nature of the Braj Leelas, that there's always like the coming and going of meeting and separation. And when they're meeting, it's like when separation is gone, then it means they're as if one. And as soon as they become separate again, then there's the fear of separation. So this is like how Viraha, separation, and Sambhog, meeting, is always like interplaying. It's always present. So then in the Ujjvala Nilamani, so it's saying that when Radha and Krishna are meeting in Govardhan, in the Kunjas of Govardhan, then there's an artist, which is the name of Shringar Ras, Kamdev or Cupid. So Radha and Krishna, they're meeting in Govardhan's Kunj. That's why we pray, like Nija Nikata Nivasa Dehi Govardhanatam. May I be present with you in the Kunj of, when I witness your pastimes, in the Kunjas of Giriraj. We say, Pranata Madanalila Kandare Kandarete. That may I witness your pastimes in the secret Kunjas of Govardhan, in the caves. So when Radha and Krishna are meeting there, then Rupa Goswami writes that there's an artist, like an artist makes a painting. So there's a very expert artist who comes. He's very expert. He comes and he begins to make a painting. What does he use to make the painting? So he said there's a fire which comes from the heat of the emotions from Radha and Krishna, their passion. And the fire of that passion, it is melting their hearts, which are like shellac. Shellac is like a type of, it's like a resin, like resin, and it has like a reddish color, like a gum, like a resin. So it's describing that the artist, Kamdev or Cupid, he takes the hearts of Radha and Krishna, two hearts. It's very difficult to understand. He takes the heart of Radha Krishna, okay, and then by the heat of their love, their prem, their passion, they start to melt the hearts, okay, and the melted hearts are made into one. That's why Radha and Krishna become one, Prem Vilas Vivarta. They lose the idea that I am Radha and he loses the idea that he is Krishna. And sometimes they switch roles. She thinks I am Krishna and he thinks that he is Radha. And then Radha takes on the dominant role, the masculine role. And that's called like one of the highest pastimes. Like Krishna glorifies that. Mahaprabhu covered the mouth of Radharamana. He said, not everyone can hear this, not appropriate for everyone. But at that time when Radha and Krishna's hearts are melted in their moods and they feel like one, then the shellac-like hearts, like the resin, it melts. And then Cupid begins to take that and it becomes dark and red, like kumkum. Kumkum is like very dark red or powerful red color. So he takes that kumkum, which is like their melted hearts or melted love, and with that Cupid paints this amazing picture on the inner walls. Like where do you make a painting generally? The painting is inside on the walls. Either you put it on the walls as a painting or you paint the walls like a mural. We see the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo. You know the Sistine Chapel? He painted the whole roof. It took him like so many years. And he painted all the pastime, like God, creation, everything. So what is our Sistine Chapel that we have to make in the future? You can imagine that. But he's saying that the universe itself. So this is the example given, and I think we want to end with that. The example given is that the universe is like a temple. When you're in the proper understanding, when you see everything in reality, the universe is like a beautiful temple. And on the inner walls of that temple, there is the painting, which is like a manifestation of the mood of Radha and Krishna. And how does he paint it? What is he using to paint it? He's using the kumkum color, which is the reddish color, which is from their melted hearts, which have become one. And with that, he's painting a beautiful, beautiful picture upon the inner walls of the grand temple of the universe. Such an idea.
What is that? Where is this painting?
I don't know. You ask Rupa Goswami.
Yeah, this is an interesting question actually, but who knows? Not mentioned.
So he says, okay, let's just read it and think about it. O king of mad elephants, Krishna, who dallies in Govardhan's love bowers, there is an accomplished artist of the name Shringar Ras, Kamdev or Cupid, and upon the fire generated from the heat of the emotions coming from both you and Sri Radha, he has slowly melted the shellac-like hearts of you both and made them one. Then mixing that with profuse quantities of the kumkum of your ever-fresh, powerful love, he is painting an astonishing picture upon the inner walls of the grand temple of the universe. So that's your homework. Meditate upon that and bring back an answer. How can we understand? The topmost manifestation of ecstasy or Mahabhav is Madanakya. So this Madanakya Mahabhav, it's like manifesting as these pastimes. So this is like one idea of the painting. It's like, I don't know, I think we should ask Prabhuji and
Yeah,
his
this is not
understanding.
literally. This is something, is some kind of...
But one way we can, that's one way we can understand is that anything that is beautiful in creation, this is a manifestation, or any love or beauty that is there. It's a manifestation coming from the original source of love. Like any light in this world is coming, it's like, any light we have in this world is like borrowed light from the spiritual world. Otherwise, the material nature is dark.
Some kind of reflection.
Yeah, it said material nature is by nature dark. In Brahmajyoti, it's like covered by the shadow of material nature, and therefore it's dark. But some Brahmajyoti comes in, and that's light. So in the same world, the same way, whatever love and beauty is in this world, it's like coming from this painting of Kamdev. Because also, this material nature world is that it's very much influenced by the nature of Kam. Like everyone in this world, generally, it's like there is nothing in this world without the Kam or lust. That it said like Linga Yonyatmika Maya Iha Maheshvara Praja. All living beings are manifest from this combination of Linga Yoni.
Oh,
It's
like
Kam.
I remember how Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is like explaining that everything wonderful in this world is like some manifestation of him. Like from the hills I'm Himalayas, from the seasons I'm spring, or like this.
Yeah. That's Krishna's vibhuti. So his different, whatever is there that is excellent or the most excellent in this world, that is manifesting from Sri Krishna. So it said, I just want to finish this thought. A skilled artist, he paints a royal palace. Because we want to finish, tomorrow we'll go to the next verse. So 5-10 minutes. Because we started late today also. Little bit. 5 minutes. So the expert artist, he's painting the inside of a royal palace with very beautiful illustrations. So in the same way, the artist of the amorous mellow, Madhurya Ras, he's painted a picture using Radha Krishna's hearts, which by the influence of their love has generated Mahabhav. And their hearts have become so combined that they can no longer distinguish between each other. So then, we have to ask Prabhuji, what does this mean? But Gurudev basically says now that without Srimati Radhika, then there can be no Ras. If Krishna is alone, then it's just like Brahma, Nirvisesh Brahma. So this is like one of the highest meanings of this verse, that Srimati Radhika, Gurudev gives this like the fourth meaning. So we're just going to end the fourth, fifth meaning very quickly and then we'll be done. But without Srimati Radhika, there can be no Ras. She is Ladini Shakti, she is the very source of Ras. We already talked about that a bit. So even when Krishna is with his Sita, Lakshmi or Satyabhama, Rukmini, he's not tasting, it's a very small portion. But when the Srimati Radhika, then the supreme Ras is present. So in this verse, we pray to Srimati Radhika. Like when we meditate, Satyam Param Dhimahi, we're meditating on Srimati Radhika and we're praying, Diho Yona Prachodhyat, like we pray in the Gayatri. May Srimati Radhika be pleased with me and mercifully bless me. So that is so Gurudev gives 5 different meanings of this verse. So we'll summarize. The first meaning is Krishna and this creation. Second is Madhurya Ras with Brajendrananda and Krishna. The third is Radha Krishna together in their pastimes. The fourth is only Radhika. And the fifth is Mahaprabhu. So the fourth is only Radhika because without her Krishna cannot do anything. The nature of consciousness is that it has desire. And what fulfills that desire is energy. And that energy is representing Radhika. Otherwise, without that energy, without that Shakti, then Krishna is only consciousness with independence and desire. Svatantra and Svecha. That he has complete independence and complete free desire. And Radhika manifests Krishna's desires. So that's why without Srimati Radhika, Krishna cannot do anything. He is only consciousness, desire. But ultimately they are combined. And how do they combine when Radha Krishna become like one? That is in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the fifth meaning is, this whole verse is about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all the different meanings of the words refer to him. So that Satyam Param Dhimahi that we are praying to, that is connected to the Tat. We talked in the couple days about Tat in the beginning. Radha Krishna combined in the singular case. So Radha Krishna combined in the singular case, that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that's the ultimate meaning. The Satyam Param, the absolute truth has both Shakti and Shaktiman. You cannot say it's just Shakti or just Shaktiman. And that together, Shakti Shaktiman is Mahaprabhu. I think the idea of the painting is their pastimes.
Yeah, I also have same.
So when Cupid is painting, it's like Kamdev is their servant, and he's taking this. Like when you paint, you need some
It's
ink.
not just pictures.
You need some
I
paint
mean,
to make painting.
Speculation, but beautiful speculations. That it's not just picture. It's something alive. It's something.
Well, that's what I was thinking also. Is because when you make a painting,
this painting must move in.
well,
It
like
must be life and.
what is a painting? A painting is like a representation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So then, all kinds of loving pastimes are Kamdev's representations of Radha Krishna's love. Even like Romeo Juliet. This is like a shadow reflection representation of that original love. So when Radha, he is painting, that's what I understand. You have to ask Priti, but it's like everything that is alive and beautiful in this world is coming from that painting. It's on it, that's why I didn't say it before. I was thinking, okay, like the idea of the inner walls of the universe. What are the inner walls of the universe? That's like everything that we see present.
Yeah, actually, this
is the inner wall.
Actually, this is this piece of paper.
Yeah, the universe is the painting,
Just
and inside of the
3 dimensions.
yeah, we can't think of it in ordinary dimensions. But when we see like beautiful trees and rivers and waterfalls and beautiful nature and flowers, this is all one manifestation of the beauty that is painted by Kamdev of the love of Radha and Krishna. Because we said everything comes from the higher source, the ideal form. So light in this world comes from the spiritual light. We are borrowing it. Love that we can see, the small amount of love we can see, that is coming from Radha and Krishna's love, because that's the Adiras. And that's the idea of Adiras. That Adiras, the original mellow, is that Parakya love of Radha and Krishna. And when Kamdev is painting it, it means he's making like a representation. Painting is like you're trying to show it again. And you can never paint something as good as the original. How can you paint something that's as exactly the same as the original?
No, not possible.
Like if I were to make a...
But still, it will be not like just like stable. It must floating. It must be like this picture. This picture must has life still.
So let's think about that, and we can ask Prabhuji. But here, so it said Adi Kavaye in this verse to Mahaprabhu. Adi Kavaye is Rupa Goswami. And Mahaprabhu taught all the highest meanings to Rupa Goswami at Prayag, and then he wrote Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjvala Nilamani, Vidagdha Madhav, and so many other books. And then Rupa Goswami manifested all these truths to the whole world. So this is like the highest meaning, is that it's Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami and all their teachings. So Gurudev said, in this way we are meditating on Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Satyang Param Dhimahi. So let's recite the verse together. Janmadyasya yatonvayaditaratas charteshva bhigyasvarat tene brahma hridaya adi kavaye muyanti atsuraya tejo varim mridam yata vinimayo yatra trishargo mrisha Damna svena sada nirasa kuhakam satyam param dhimahi janmadyasya yatonvayaditaratas charteshva bhigyasvarat tene brahma hridaya adi kavaye muyanti atsuraya Tejo varim mridam yata vinimayo yatra trishargom nisha damna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi satyam param dhimahi. So tomorrow, at least you two guys can, Sanatan Prabhu and Abhiram Prabhu, you can give some explanation from your feeling, your heart. We'll let the other guys have a few more days to wait, practice.
I just completely missed up with this 5 meaning of Srila Gurudev, because I little bit we gone through all 5 meanings which he gave, yeah, and I confused which one line related to which explanation. everything like in,
Khichdi now.
yeah, in big mix.
You can, if you read by yourself.
So we'll give you the book and you can study it a little bit. Or we can talk about it in essence again. But you don't have to talk about the 5 meanings. Talk about general feeling, general summary.
No, but for myself, will go. I'm matrix guy. I like this meaning on this shelf, this meaning on this shelf. This line has first explanation, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So next line has this explanation here, this explanation here.
Okay, so you have to study the book then. It's only a few pages, you can read that part. Gurudev doesn't give a lengthy explanation. Like our 2 days we spent on Jiva Goswami's explanation, and we've talked a lot of tattva with that.
Yeah.
But in this part, Gurudev just says simply, like the 5th meaning he just said, where he said, the 5th meaning he doesn't give word for word. He just says, this is Mahaprabhu. And this is Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami. Because here, basically, there's 2 people, there's 2 agents. One is who is creating everything, and then who is receiving this creative spark. So it's like Krishna and Brahma, or Radhika and Sukadev Goswami, or Radhika Vyasdev, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami. So these are like different meanings.
So basically 3.
One is like Krishna and Radha and their pastimes with the gopis. So there are different levels like this. But in other places, Gurudev gives more deep explanation about how this is referring to Mahaprabhu. I think this is at the end of Rai Ramananda Sambad. I think we can check. I can check for this. You want me to look now? We can do it later. But you can speak about anything, no problem. That's the test. You have to speak the verse and then speak some meaning.